and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the final and last episode number 4 of Josh and Abril's Disney Fairy Tale Wedding. Thank you guys so much for being so patient and so amazing if you have made it through all 4 of these videos. And I really hope that all of this information has helped you at home, because when I was getting married in Disney, I was searching the internet long and hard, and there were very few videos out there, and I really wanted to do a series because there was a video, here and there of people just giving the basic information. I wanted someone to break everything down from start to finish with me of how this was going to work. Now, your Disney Fairy Tale Wedding planner will do all of that with you, but at that point, you're committed. You have paid a deposit to get that information. So you wanted to figure out some information maybe before you made the deposit. Maybe you're thinking about making a deposit, or maybe you already have and you still want some more help. So I'm here to do that for you. If there are any other videos on this wedding that you guys want me to do, please comment below. Let me know other things that you would like to see pertaining to Disney wedding, or just Disney in general, or makeup, it doesn't matter. But anyways, what we're gonna talk about in this 4th and final video is all of the food, all of the drinks, how much everything cost for that, and then just my overall review of having a Disney wedding, things that didn't go so well, and my favorite things. And then things that I couldn't have that I'm really sad, and if I could do it all over again, I would have done it, and I might do it for a vow renewal. And then I'm gonna kind of tell you guys about the vow renewal that we hope to have, which if my mom and dad watch this, they probably cringing when I mention that, but we'll be paying for that on our own, so they won't have to worry. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start out by talking about food. As I mentioned before in previous videos, with our wedding package and what we chose for the wishes package, it was $190 food and bar minimum per guest. Now, we very easily met that. I want to say we spent anywhere from $250 to $300 on food and alcohol per guest, not including cake and not including the dessert party. So I may not have all of the correct and up-to-date pricing for you guys, but I'm going to give you as much information about the pricing that I paid as I can possibly. So let's open up our handy dandy wedding planner here, and let's jump into it. So when you are getting married in Disney, the way that the food situation works, they are going to send you a giant menu packet. Within that packet, it has options of all kinds of menus. There are 100 variations of things you can do, from breakfast to brunch to lunch to cocktail hour, dinner, and dessert parties. There are seasonal menus. There are Thanksgiving menus, Christmas menus, Easter menus. Depending on what time of the year you want to have a wedding, Disney has a menu for that. We were having a wedding that was it was like the week after Thanksgiving and a month before Christmas. So we just wanted a basic menu. Even though we were getting married around the holidays, we didn't want our wedding to seem like a holiday wedding. I really still just wanted the fairy tale aspect. So I wanted to get food that would be fit for a king and queen. Things that you would think that they would eat at their wedding, or at just a royal dinner, or a tea party, or a breakfast princess brunch, breakfast, whatever, brunch is breakfast and lunch. What am I talking about? Anyways, so they're gonna send you that menu. Later on, you're gonna set up a tasting. The tasting was so cool. We got to go behind the scenes over to the Grand Floridian. We met with the chef and his team. They set up this huge fancy dinner table with like linens and chargers and plates and drinks, and brought us drinks and champagne, and it was so amazing. They have an LED sign that said like, congratulations, Josh and Abril. I mean, they went all out. They made these little pretend menus and put them on our plate for all of the things that we tasted to see which one we were going to choose. So I'm going to go over the things that we tasted, and then I'm going to let you know the things that we chose. But I want to skip that for just a moment because that is dinner. I want to go in order with this from brunch all the way to the fireworks dessert party. So that morning we had a brunch on the Tomorrowland Terrace in front of the castle right after our ceremony, and that included Mickey waffles, cheese hash browns, eggs, bacon, muffins assorted, pastries assorted, fruit assorted, yogurt parfaits, orange juice, chocolate milk, tea, juices, and water. So it was so yummy. The cheese hash browns was my all-time favorite thing from our breakfast. I wish so badly I could have that recipe, and I actually should probably just ask my wedding planner. She would get it for me. It was so yummy. Like, oh my gosh, there's nowhere in the Disney parks you can get that anywhere. I've tried. And if there is and I don't know about it, please let me know in the comments. It's like hash browns, but it had cheese in it. And it was just really fluffy and gooey, and it was so amazing. So for the cocktail, or for the brunch, we spent in total on food $4,745 for all of our guests. And with decorations, our brunch came out to a total of $7,646.19. Okay, so that's brunch. Cocktail hour. Let me find the pricing. Okay, so cocktail hour doesn't have a price, which on my list, which means it was included in the entire price of the reception, which I will tell you after I tell you dinner. So that means it was included in the price of the dinner. So for our cocktail hour, we had pasta stations. We had like an Italian style cocktail hour. So we had like lasagna area, and then like maybe a penne pasta, and then a chicken Alfredo. It was just all kinds of pasta and assorted breads. And maybe it had like an assorted meat station as well, I believe. It was super adorable. I think my guests really enjoyed it. It was a great little something for them to have. I feel like everyone loves Italian food in their own little way. So we had all the different options, and they all had no complaints. Oh, I think we had maybe meatballs. But anyways, so that was cocktail hour. Dinner, I want to stop right there and tell you guys everything that we tried for dinner, and then I have one of our menus, our magic mirror menu, and I want to tell you guys what we ended up choosing, because I personally was a very big fan of our dinner, and it was super yummy. Okay, so for the menu tasting, we had Canada-inspired beer cheese soup shooter with a pretzel roll, beef skewers with a house-made teriyaki sauce, macaroni and cheese bites with crisp prosciutto, spicy tomato sauce, and extra cheese fondue. So, okay, here we go. And then we had poached Granny Smith apple and brie quesadillas with caramelized onion chutney. We had Yukon gold potato, applewood bacon and Gruyere pave, chicken breast okay, so that was a side. And then for the meats, we had chicken breast marinated with rosemary and garlic, served with natural juice, Parmesan crusted chicken breast with marsala sauce and exotic mushrooms, which I was allergic to mushrooms, so they took all that off the list. Roasted French cut chicken breast stuffed with chicken and fajita cheese with fire roasted tomato coulis. And if any of our guests had dietary needs, such as they did not eat chicken, or some didn't eat pork, so they took the bacon off of everything that had bacon for the pork eater, or for the non-pork eaters, and then for the people who did not eat chicken, they gave her steak, and she said it was really good. So anyways, out of those options, this is what we chose and went for with our menu. Their appetizer was the Canada-inspired beer cheese soup with a pretzel roll. Then they had a salad, which was a Cobb salad with romaine, turkey breast, bacon, eggs, tomatoes, chives, cheese with ranch dressing. And specifically, the ranch dressing from Tomorrowland and is it the Starlight Cafe? Can't believe I can't remember the name of that right now. Gosh, terrible Disney fan. Just kidding. You just draw a blank sometimes when you're filming. It's just the name of the game. So then for their entree, we chose the roasted French cut chicken breast stuffed with spinach and cheese with roasted tomato cola sauce with carrots and broccolini, with a side of gold potato bacon Gruyere pave cheese with warm breads and butter. And it was amazing. So yummy. I loved it so much. Sitting down, having that menu tasting was awesome. I love that. We did not pay any extra for that. That just comes with it. So with that being said, just 1 second. I just want to make sure I give you guys all of the right information. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to our firework dessert party because that was also in the grand total of the food. No, it wasn't. Okay, just kidding. So the grand total for the dinner and the cocktail hour for food was $6,082, and that fed everyone. Let's see, okay, that was for the adults. For the kids, it was an additional $1,000 for dinner. Okay, so then for our firework dessert party, that was $3,000 additional dollars. It was outside at the Grand Floridian in a private little sectioned off area. And we had a churro station, key lime pies, lemon tarts, macaroons, and lots of other assorted desserts. They were so yummy. The key lime pie was to die for. It was definitely my favorite thing there, but Josh loved the churros, so we definitely had the churros. And it was all so yummy, and the fireworks show was so amazing. And then we got to go down to the end of the dock, and me and Josh just took some private pictures and video footage with the fireworks, and it was so great. And then we had everyone line up with glow sticks and our Cinderella bubble ones, and we ran through, and then he dipped me and kissed me, and that was the end of the night. And it was so magical. So yes, that is all of the food. That is how much all of the food cost. And then I want to talk to you guys a little bit about drinks, alcohol. So our alcohol total was $3,618. You guys, I just saw that the cocktail food was not included in the dinner food. Cocktail food was $3,240. Dinner food was $6,082 for adults and another $1,000 for kids. So we spent about $11,000 on the food for the cocktail hour and the food for the dinner. And then the dessert party was an additional $3,000. So wow, about $14,000 on food. Then we spent, let's see, alcohol was $3,618. And let me tell you a little bit about our alcohol situation. I have not talked about this yet. So in the cocktail hour, we had 2 specialty drinks. Now this is something that a lot of brides and grooms do for their wedding. They choose a specialty drink. We chose 2. We had one for girls and one for boys, or you could choose whatever. We had a pink one and a blue one, since our colors were pink and blue. Blue was Josh's color and pink was mine, so we kind of combined them together. So we had, the blue one was called the Glass Slipper, and then the pink one was called the Happily Ever After. I'm not exactly sure what the mix combinations was. I think the blue one was sort of like a raspberry flavor with that blue curacao alcohol, whatever that is. And then the pink one, I think, was like a pink grapefruit with Sprite and then some sort of vodka. And then once we went into the reception room, we all had a champagne glass waiting, but they brought all those out when it was time for the toast. So my mom and my maid of honor Tatum did the toasts, and we all had that the sparkling blue champagne. So that was an additional $1,000. So actually our alcohol total was $4,618 in total. So yeah, then after that toast, we had an open bar for our guests. So keep in mind that our guests had already drank for the whole cocktail hour, which was a whole hour's worth of them getting as many of those drinks as they wanted. Then they all had the blue sparkling champagne glass. Then they had an open bar for 2 hours of whatever they wanted. So then the last 2 hours of the night, we let the bar turn into a cash bar because we just felt like that was a lot of alcohol, and I wanted my guests to have time to sober up and get home safely or get back to their rooms safely. I didn't know if they had driven or what. You can never be too safe. So I wanted them to spend the last 2 hours of the night making their own decisions, whether, if they wanted to drink and pay for it, that was on them. And if not, then that was great because they were using that time to sober up, which is what I wanted. So that was my take on the alcohol. It didn't really have very much to do with money. Of course it did save us a little bit by not paying for alcohol for those 2 hours, but I just was more worried about safety, and I didn't want anyone to get so drunk that they did something crazy at our wedding that would knock over a table or throw up or something. So I was like, let's keep everyone at a pretty good pace here. So let's talk a little bit about the alcohol pricing. So we have, like I mentioned before with the food, it was $190 per person minimum on food, and that did not include brunch. Okay, and that did not include the dessert party. So that was just cocktail hour and dinner, which we well exceeded that minimum, as we can tell by those numbers. But for drinks, the beer and wine premium cocktail package. Okay, for 2 hours of all they can drink, it is, let me find it. Okay, $41 per guest. So we pay $41 per guest for those 2 hours of drinking, plus the cost of the signature drinks at the cocktail hour and the toast. So altogether, like I said, $3,618 plus that additional $1,000. So $4,618 on alcohol. When I say these numbers, it really blows my mind, and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? But you know what? We love our friends and family, and we really wanted them to just have the best Disney wedding experience with us. So that is it, guys. That is pretty much it. I did want to touch on how much our ganachery wedding favors cost, because I didn't. They were about $450 for 100 of those. And let's see, anything else here? Oh, let's go back. Let's touch on the cake a bit, since this is the food video. So our wedding cake, as I stated before, was a $4,000 wedding cake. It was the projection cake and had all of the beautiful mapping images of the princesses and Tinkerbell and Cinderella and Belle and Rapunzel and Jasmine and Aladdin on the magic carpet. It was magical. And then we had a glitter sugar white chocolate castle on top that was lit up, and that was on top of the cake. So that was additional $500. So $4,500 is what the cake cost. So then on top of that, you have to pay $995 more for the table and the backdrop for the cake and the lighting system. Then on top of that, you have to pay another $80 per sheet cake that you have for your guests to eat. And ultimately, our wedding cake probably cost around about $5,000 and more. And that was a little silly. It was definitely a little silly. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, are you kidding me? Do you know what you could have done with all that money? But at the end of the day, this is the budget that my parents had set aside for me my entire life. You can call me spoiled if you want to. They did give me the option to either keep the money and just have the money or have my dream wedding. And this is something I have been dreaming of my entire life. My dream job has always been a wedding planner. And yeah, I used every bit of that budget, and then I even squeezed more out of mine and Josh's pockets and my parents. So we definitely well exceeded budget, way over, way. The wedding budget was supposed to be $75,000. It all in all ended up being about $125,000 with dresses, tuxes, travel, honeymoon, and everything. Sorry, saying those words make me cringe. Okay, so now I want to just talk about, let's follow through. Let's complete the series in the right way. Okay. My overall review of my Disney wedding and what I rate my experience with having a Disney wedding is 100% a 10 out of 10. It was unbelievable, even though there were very, very, very small hiccups and confusions. There is no way that any of those even hold a candle to how amazing our wedding day was and how beautiful it was and how I have nothing but amazing, magical memories. If you want to feel like a princess, if you think you were a Disney princess like me and you want to feel like one, having a Disney wedding will do that for you. You will feel like you finally got your princess moment and that you are an honorary all-time Disney princess, because that is what this wedding made me feel like. My absolute favorite part, or favorite parts of the wedding, just some things that like stand out to me, other than the best part was getting to marry my best friend. But favorite parts from just the wedding would have to be like seeing the castle that morning when no one else was in the park, and just getting to have that moment alone with the castle was unbelievable. And the carriage, it was gorgeous. It lit up when it was still dark before the sun came up, and the horses were so cute and so sweet. And then like I really loved having Major Domo bring our rings up on the pillow. That really stands out to me. Oh, and I love the Mickey head out of flowers that were, and then the cheesy hash browns from the cocktail hour, and the Mickey waffles. Those were good too. So all those things stand out to me from the actual ceremony. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And I'm realizing that there's a lot of things that I didn't include price-wise, like transportation for buses for my guests to go from their hotel over to the parks, things like that. But that's all included in that big jumbo price that I gave you of the $125,000, which I would say that our actual Disney wedding cost less than $80,000, and the rest of the budget was spent on, you know, invitations and dresses and travel and everything else that it takes to just have a wedding. It takes a lot of work. People just think they're just going to get married and everything's going to look magical. No, there's a lot of work, and you will lose your mind, because I kind of did during the process. But yeah. So, and then let's see, some other things that stick out. I loved our first dance. We had a choreographed first dance from one of my good friends, Katie Kaiser. She did such a good job. We actually did the dance that Cinderella and Prince Charming did in the 2015 live action movie. So we did that dance. I changed dresses 4 times that day. It was a lot of work. Started in my baby blue light up dress that I personally added the lights to, and that baby blue dress was made by Randy Finoli from Say Yes to the Dress New York. Then I changed into a Lazaro dress, which I had custom made. He custom made that dress for me with sleeves and with the full sparkles, and then I had feathers added to the bottom. Then I changed into a dress made by colors that was like a pink. It changed from pink and blue to kind of bring in the Aurora vibes. As you moved, it went from pink and blue, and I danced in that at the reception. And then I changed into a dress that I personally made from stuff from my grandmother's sewing box. When she passed away, she left me and my mom her sewing box, and I made that dress from stuff out of her box, and plus some fabric that I had to pick up. Sorry. And then, yeah, so that sticks out to me as our dance, me wearing the baby blue light up dress, and when the dress spun, you know, it just had lights. It was just so beautiful. Sorry, you can hear my puppy. He's being silly. And then our tables and our centerpieces really stand out to me. My family did such a good job putting those together. I loved our dance floor. I loved having the Velcro Pygmies perform. I loved our storybook entrance. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys one insanely important thing. Oh my gosh, hold on. I have to find them. We had another dessert to go with our cake. I can't believe I left this part out. Okay, so we had ice sculptures, miniature ice sculptures that were about this big. They were glass slippers. The pillow was made of glass, and then low battery. Sorry guys, I had to do the low battery thing again. Okay, so the pillow was made out of glass, and then the slipper was made out of glass, and then they put pink raspberry sherbet or sorbet, however you want to say it, and a little ball inside of the glass slipper. So everyone had pink sherbet to go with their vanilla cake. We ended up choosing vanilla cake, and we were gonna go with chocolate peanut butter. We just went with plain vanilla. I kind of forgot some of these things. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, it's just it's 8 months worth of work into 4 videos, so I'm trying really hard here. But anyways, we had those glass slippers, and they were so amazing. And they played as they brought them out. They played the Fairy Godmother song, and that was when I wanted the Fairy Godmother to be there, kind of just doing her wand, and then maybe people could take pictures with her afterwards. But I chose Lumiere over her. Do I regret it? No, because I love Lumiere, but do I regret not just spending that extra, let me see, $2,485 on the Fairy Godmother? Yes, I regret that. I regret that. What is $2,500 more versus on top of what we spent? Nothing. And that, she's my everything. She's one of my all-time favorite characters. So anyways, but for those glass slipper sculptures, we paid $3,480. And I do apologize that I left that out when I was talking about food a while ago. So, but that is one of the most favorite things that stands out to me from our reception is the glass slipper ice cream sculptures, that every single guest got their own ice sculpture. Like, have you ever been to a wedding where every single guest got their own ice sculpture? It's crazy. Couldn't believe Disney could even do that. And that's not the only shape they can do. They can do many, so check it out. I think they were about like $40 a person. I think it was $39 per ice sculpture. Okay, so anyways, moving right along. I loved our cake, and then I loved the firework party. The firework party was so cool to get to watch the fireworks with everyone. It was a great way to wrap the end of the wedding. Those are some of my favorite items. Let's see. Okay, here's another good question. What are some things that you wanted to have at your wedding but you couldn't because they weren't offered or because I couldn't afford them? I really wanted the nighttime ceremony in front of the castle with fireworks. Then I wanted in the reception, there was this giant castle cardboard cutout, and it was like giant, but it was $7,000, so it was a little over the budget. I wanted these huge greenery flower wall murals that they hung all around the room, and it made it feel like you were in this giant garden. But those were like $5,000 to cover each wall. So imagine covering all 4 walls, $5,000, $20,000 just for wallpaper. No, thank you. And then I wanted more characters. Like I said, I wanted fairy godmother. I really wanted some princesses and princes there. Really wanted Beauty and the Beast and Ariel and Prince Eric, and then we would kind of be Cinderella and Prince Charming, and then that would be all of my 3 favorite princesses and princes. But it was just getting so overboard and so much. So, you know, I had to kind of pick and choose. I also really wanted to have my reception in Pandora, but that wasn't offered at the time. I also wanted our reception in the Be Our Guest restaurant, but it also wasn't offered. And one thing that I totally wish that I would have talked to my DJ about, and brides, please, I'm begging you to do this. I love every single guest that was invited to my wedding, and I wanted to see them and dance with them, but I was hungry. I was starving from that whole day. I mean, I was just so, I'll never forget how hungry I was. I felt like I was gonna pass out because I could not eat for everyone coming up to my table wanting to take a picture with us or take a picture of us or just talk to us about that day. And I did want to talk to all of those people and take pictures with them, but I just wanted 30 minutes to eat my dinner, like just me and him, and like have that moment, just me and him. So have your DJ announce, we're gonna give 30 minutes to the bride and groom to eat their dinner and enjoy their first dinner together as husband and wife, because I feel like me and Josh never had any alone time through all of this. Like, it was just thing after thing after thing after thing, and it was a little overwhelming, and I just wanted to have that moment with him and to eat that meal. So I really recommend that highly, 100%. One thing I definitely regret. All right, guys, let's close out this video with this. Would you do this again? Yes, 100%. And when I do this again for a vow renewal, what are my wants? So I'm gonna be the first to go ahead and let you guys know, and my mom doesn't even know this, so if she's watching, she might call me and strangle me. I have already purchased a vow renewal dress and already have another one that I want to purchase to change into. Like I have said through and through, I want to be a wedding planner. I love weddings. It's my jam. So I am going to have a vow renewal at 5 years, whether that be in Disney or whether that be at the Georgia Aquarium, because we love the Georgia Aquarium and we do live here in Georgia, close to Atlanta. So it would be a lot more convenient for our guests. Are we going to have that many guests? Probably not. I kind of just want to do something with me, him, and very immediate family, like maybe 25 people total. No offense to everyone that was there. I love everyone so much, but I don't want to put everyone through that financial strain of that travel and all of that again. So I just want to have something very special, very secluded. Everything was so hectic that day that we got married that neither me or Josh hardly remember saying our vows. So we want to say them again. We want it to be special all over again. We are about, this November, we'll be married for 2 years. So this gives me 3 years to plan a vow renewal. We may do it sooner. I may not want to wait till 5 years. I may do a 3 or a 4 year vow renewal. It just depends. I'm gonna start saving right when this quarantine is over and I can get back to work. But what do I want for my vow renewal? If we do it at the Georgia Aquarium, I want to do everything Little Mermaid themed. I want a full Little Mermaid moment. If we do it in Disney again, here's what I want. So I would love to have a nighttime wedding in front of the castle, because now they actually offer it for only $35,000. And when I wanted it, it was $125,000. So that really, but pisses me off that I could have had that for only $10,000 more than what I did at the time, but it's fine because I love my special day. So I'd want to do that, or I would want to do it in the morning again, how we did in front of the castle, or I would want to purchase a Magic Kingdom portrait session. Each bride and groom is allowed to bring one additional guest to help them carry their items. And I would invite a reverend, preferably Kevin Knox, to come and redo our vows during our portrait session, and then just take pictures of us renewing our vows, and then take some beautiful pictures, and then have a reception that evening, whether it be just me and him or us and some close friends and family, preferably in Pandora at nighttime. So that is my goal. That is what I want out of a vow renewal. Comment below. Let me know if you have any suggestions and ideas for a vow renewal, because I would love to hear them. And comment below and let me know, are you having a Disney wedding? What made you watch all 4 of these episodes? I want to know. What got you through it? Was it just because you're bored in the quarantine and you enjoy hearing my story? Or is this really helpful to you? And like I said, if there's any other videos you guys want me to make pertaining to the wedding with questions you have, please put all of your questions below. I will compile them into a question and answer video for my Disney wedding. And if it's a lot of questions for what the prices and stuff are now, I'll do my research and I'll contact my wedding planner and we'll get all the up-to-date prices, and we'll do a question and answer video on that if that's what you guys want. So yeah, thank you guys so much for making it through all 4 of these episodes with me. I hope you guys enjoyed them, and I do plan on maybe doing and posting another video of our actual wedding music video. It will not be to the official song that our music video was to, which was Ever Ever After by Carrie Underwood. I'll have to put it to some YouTube approved song, but I plan on posting it for you guys so you can watch the magic. And yeah, thank you guys again so very much. I hope you enjoyed everything, and I will see you very, very soon. And stay safe and have a magical day. Bye.